Hello, friends. How's everybody doing? So just a quick update. I know I haven't posted much recently, but life gets in the way, even though I'm retired. Anyway, this coming week, making a run down into the Smoky Mountains. Primarily, I want to visit Cades Cove again. I haven't been there since 2010, so I can imagine in April 2010, so I can imagine that in the last 14 years, there have been a lot of changes, hopefully for the better. So I'm going to make a run down there, and this week, I've been trying to go through my gear that I want to take. I was trying to pare it down. So I was going to take my GFX gear with me, all my gear, which would include the 100 to 200. I was going to take my 20 to 35 and the 32 to 64. And I was going to leave the 30 to 45 and the 50 at home. But I think what I'm going to do is I am taking my DJI Air 2S drone, which I know I can't fly in national parks, but there are many, many other opportunities, I'm sure. I'm going to pack that puppy, and I'm going to pack, as far as camera, I'm going to pack only my, my XH1 with the motor grip here, motor drive thing, which gives me a real nice grip. This baby, I bought this just after I bought the XT3 because it went on sale, if you recall, a few years ago. They sold it with 3 batteries and the grip for less than the XT3, and I had just bought the XT3 like a week before. So I returned it and I ordered this instead, and I gotta tell you guys, I cannot be happier. This is the workhorse. I use it for all my sports. Football, soccer, baseball, you name it. I use it with the 50 to 140, which is of course a 75 to 210. So essentially the 70 to 200. Also in January, because I would spend 2022, I spend the summer up in the Yukon, British Columbia, and Alaska. I felt I needed a slightly longer lens for wildlife. I was up there, I got some great shots, but I really wanted something to, zoom in a little bit more. Now, granted, with the 100S, the Fuji 100S, what was nice about that is I actually got some great shots because as long as they were sharp and clear, the cropping capabilities of 100 megapixel cameras, are amazing. So I was able to really get some great shots. But I just wanted something a little bit different. So in January, this late December, January, I started shopping around on eBay, one of my favorite places sometimes. And I got this. This is the Fuji 100 to 400. I forget the aperture range, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, beautiful condition, came with everything, boxes, lens hood, caps, the foot, lens shade, you name it. I got this lens I won it, and I hate using that word, for $753, which included $14 of shipping. So $753 and change. And let me tell you, I've tested it. It is ultra sharp, ultra clear. I've only used it once just to, run through some test shots, but so far it has not disappointed. So I'm going to take this lens attached to the XH1, and then I'm taking my drone, the DJI Mavic Air 2S with 3 extra batteries that are here, and they're supposed to be charging. Hold on, let me flip that switch of that sucker. So they will be charging. This is the 100S charger. This is the 50R charger, and the drones are here. I have 4 batteries for it, and one's attached to the drone, which is downstairs as I was updating my firmware and just making a few checks before I do anything. This will go in my car. I have a charger in the back of my truck that all this will plug into. And again, I don't need these. I have duplicate battery chargers for the 50R and the 100S sitting in my truck, so they won't be used this trip, but I am taking the charger for the XH1 and the Fuji, what is it, MP126S. Memory cards, I've got a bunch of these things, but I think what I'm going to do is I am only taking 256 card in the XH1 which gives me 6,000 RAW and JPEGs. Have I been known to shoot 6,000? Yeah, I've been known to shoot double that. But anyway, I'm leaving this behind. I'm not taking it with me. I'm not taking the 50R. I'm not taking, pretty much anything else except what I'm going to talk about now. Back in December, I bought the iPhone 15 Max Pro because my old phone, excuse me, was the iPhone 7S that I bought in March 2017. Yeah. So this December, because that phone, the SIM card, and it kept giving me problems, I was kind of forced, to buy the new phone. And with the 48 megapixel camera, I think I'm going to use that this trip. I want to test it. I've had prints that look great with the 48 megapixel RAW. I processed them in Capture One Pro. They look great. Then I'm thinking of packing my, I wasn't going to do it, but I think I might throw the 100S with only the 50 millimeter 3.5 in my bag as well. Only just in case, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll need it. I'll try not to use it. The reason I'm doing that is because this here is my Fuji X-T1 that I bought back in 2014, I think it was. And this is the original 2.8 version 1 of the 27 millimeter 2.8. And I gotta tell you, I still use this. As a matter of fact, I used it 2 days last week. Instead of all my other gear, the medium format, the XH1, my XT2, this is the camera that I actually grab, use. This is huge. I gotta replace that. But this is huge. This actually fits in my pants pockets if I want to, or a jacket. Goes, pretty much everywhere. Sometimes I just keep it in my van just for the hell of it in case anything comes up. As you can see, it's pretty worn, but it works. Everything's automatic. Even my grandkids have used this camera just by push the button, half focus, boom. Where all my other cameras are set with back button focus. But this one, as a point and shoot, literally as a point and shoot, it's fantastic. And that lens is super sharp, and I love it, and I will never part with it or my 35 1.4, which is put away somewhere. I don't even know where they are. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about packing my my 100S with the 50R lens, and maybe taking an extra battery just for the hell of it. But I'm not taking the chargers. Well, they live in the van anyway, the extra chargers. But regardless, I might just take it only because I love that range, which is 40 millimeter, equivalent to this on the Fuji GFX 50 millimeter times 0.8. Let's make it easy, not 0.78. It equals to 40 millimeter, which I really like. So I might just take that one for the heck of it, keep it in the van. But I'm going to try to keep the equipment list down. Most of my shots will probably be with this lens right here and with the phone, which I'm using to record this right now. So I'm going to give that a shot. It's going to be a test run because this summer I am heading out back to British Columbia, the Yukon, and Alaska, southern Alaska this time. 2 years ago, 2022, I spent over 50 days up in Alaska, and I went all the way up to Prudhoe Bay and Dead Horse. I took a dip in the Arctic Ocean, which was invigorating to say the least, on July 13th actually, and it was snowing when I did that. So I'm gonna head back to southern Alaska, And then I'm going to hit the Palouse in Washington State, probably Yellowstone and Grand Teton on my way out. On my way up, on my way up in Glacier National Park. Then hop over into Canada and cruise up along the Canadian Trans-Canada Highway up into Prince George, Prince Rupert, then up into Alaska. So it'll be, you know, another probably 6 to 8 week trip, which I really enjoy. And at that point, I will pack all my, well, not all my gear, obviously, but most of my gear, as there is so much wildlife, literally from the side of the road. As a matter of fact, in 2022, I had a brown bear literally come up to my van and stand on the front end of my van and wouldn't let us move. So that was pretty cool there. So anyway, I'll let you all know when I return from the Smokies how this all worked out. I'm trying to keep it light. I was not going to take the 100S and the 50, but I figured, you know what, just to be safe, I'm gonna put it in the truck literally loose. I'm not gonna put it in my camera bag. As you can see, the 100 to 400 is gonna take that empty slot. The drone takes up that slot, and the controller for the drone, I'll make room here to sit it in that slot. In the front pocket, I'll have all my filters. I'm thinking, you know, all my filters, which I can also use on my phone, as I have an adapter for it. So I can slap my 77mm filters, not only on my camera lenses, but I can also use it on my phone. So that should be interesting. I've only used that once for a few shots. So I'm gonna really put it through its paces, and we'll see how it turns out. Kind of excited about this trip. I wasn't planning on doing anything, but I do need to put this lens through its paces. Cades Cove, Smokies, a lot of waterfalls, black bear, deer, which, you know, no big deal because he was in my backyard, wild turkeys, coyotes, all kinds of birds. And in the spring, should be nice. I was there in April 2010, and we saw quite a bit. So I'm kind of excited. So anyway, that's about it. I'll let y'all know what I come back with. But like I said, the primary lens is going to be this one, both for landscape and whatever wildlife I come across. And I'm going to, you know, the drone, the iPhone, which I'll use with the One X camera, which is 24mm. I have it set to Pro RAW, 48 megapixels supposedly, but of course it's a tiny sensor, so I know the drawbacks to that. And I wasn't going to, but like I said, I'm going to take my 100S with only the 50mm. I'm leaving my other 6-7 lenses, medium format lenses at home. So anyway, you know, we'll see how this goes. Maybe when I get back, I'll do another video. I'm not great at posting, but I do get to it. If you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know. I really try, and I think I do respond to every comment. So let me know. All right. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.